Hello everybody, Tall Paul here with Left-Handed Knife Reviews. Today we are reviewing the Spyderco Efficient, model number C216GPGR. Let's get right into it. Let's start off with our facts and figures. This is a 3-inch blade in 8CR13 MOV steel running on Teflon washers. The scales are made out of G10 and are affixed to stainless steel liners, and the handle measures in right over 4 inches. At the time of this review, this knife sells for $44.95 on Blade HQ. Now I'm going to put some items on the table for size comparison, as the actual dimensions of the knife will appear on your screen. First up, we have our unsharpened Dixon Ticonderoga pencil, followed by the Spyderco Tenacious, and we will also do a Civivi Ortis. Next, we will talk about Larry and my experience while using the knife. The Efficient was nice to use. The G10 has a really good texture to it, which gave us a nice secure grip. The size of the handle did give us enough room for our hands to hold it in one way pretty comfortably. The knife has a good consistent lockup, and overall, this knife was pleasant to review. Next up, let's take a look at what the Efficient succeeded at. The ergos of this blade are really good. The whole knife curves and fits really well in the hand. The blade is a flat ground drop point blade similar to the Tenacious, and it cuts really well. The edge on this knife also held up really well during our review, even better than some other 8CR13 MOV blades that we have tested. Next up, we have our struggles. This knife did struggle with its finish. There was an incredibly large burr inhibiting the action on the blade. I needed to knock that burr off and file it down before the knife would open without heavy resistance. Flicking the knife was impossible, and opening it was incredibly difficult right out of the box. Even for a $50 knife, that really isn't acceptable. Now we have our points of note. Points of notes are neutral things between successes and struggles that we believe are worth mentioning. The knife is a little bit heavy for its blade size. This is a 3-inch blade. The Tenacious has a 3.5-inch blade, and it looks like a bigger knife, but these knives weigh almost identical weights. The Tenacious is hollow in the middle, while the Efficient has this large stainless steel backspacer, which gives the knife a very nice heft, but it does add to the weight considerably. The pocket clip is not a deep carry pocket clip. The blade is 3 inches, but the way that you have to hold the knife does make it feel a little bit smaller than that. The one real true way to hold this knife is choking up with your finger on the blade, which does knock off what it would appear to be about a 1/2 inch of blade. This knife did carry incredibly well, albeit a little bit large, just due to its teardrop shape. This is also the knife that put Spyderco in a favorable light for Larry. He didn't like the Tenacious too much, but once he tried this one, he definitely likes Spyderco a little bit more. Now on to everything that's left. The part of the review we talk about everything that's left-handed. This knife has a reversible pocket clip. It is tip-up only carry. This knife is actually kind of a conundrum when it comes to left-handed opening. In the normal sense where you would use your thumb to open using the thumb hole, it is not a left-handed friendly knife. The cutout has no ramp to speak of, and a lot of the hole is exposed, but the amount that is covered hinders the ability to get this knife open with your thumb. Left-handed side, that is not an issue at all, because they cut out the whole hole plus a good 1/4 inch going all the way around for you to be able to get your thumb in, get it open, easy peasy. But the way I prefer to open a Spyderco, as well as a lot of people, is to Spidey flick it. This is incredibly easy for a left-handed individual due to the fact that the opposite side of the knife has as much room as it does. In order to get your finger in there, you have a lot of room, and it's almost like it has kind of like a little target. You know, you hit the edge of the G10 and your finger just kind of slips into the hole. You flick it open, there you go. For a right-handed individual, this is actually incredibly hard. I have tried to open this knife a few times, right-handed flick, and it is much more difficult, making this a left-handed preferred open Spidey flick knife and a conventional thumb hole opening left-handed not favorable knife. So depending on the way you like to open your knives is going to determine whether this knife is going to be right for you. So let's talk about our conclusions and final thoughts. We recommend this knife for anybody that's looking for a great budget knife that has good ergos and is compact. With the Efficient, you get a good knife for the money. This is a great EDC knife and carries fairly well. This knife does provide a better experience for left-handed people looking to Spidey flick, and a less favorable experience for a left-handed individual who's looking to open using the thumb hole. If you're looking for a knife in this size and you don't mind knocking off a pretty nasty burr, this could be a really great knife for you. If you don't have the means of knocking off that burr, or you're not looking for a knife that is fairly heavy for the length of its blade, the Efficient might not be for you. Thank you very much for joining me today. Be sure to subscribe for more great knife content. We'll see you next time.